All right. Well, I guess raise that up a little. We're live. All right. This is episode 2. Last week I pulled the gas tank and the exhaust and got a bunch of stuff out of the way, the lowers and some body work and stuff on the bike. And so this week is step 2. We're going to open up the motor today and have a look inside and see what's going on. Make sure everything's okay. Today will be the determining factor because we're going to pull the rocker boxes off, which is going to allow me to open up the cam chest, remove the cam plate with the cams and all that stuff. And I can check the runout on the crankshaft because Harley cranks have these years, or well, most recently anyways, have a tendency to shift. And so if the crank has shifted too much, then that's going to get replaced. And in that case, we go from doing a couple little simple upgrades to complete motor teardown and overhaul, rebuild. I'll have to make a decision at that point, which I haven't made yet. So need information first. That's what this is information gathering sessions. So anyhow, I don't think there's anybody watching live, but anyhow, I'm going to start on it. Like I say, I'm going to pull the angle down there, get in. Got a different tripod here today, so we're going to have to pull the rocker covers so that we can pull the rocker shaft assemblies because there's pressure on the lifters and on the valve springs. That all has to be done in a series. To remove that, we'll have to pull the air cleaner and all this stuff, get it out of the way. And then we'll go down below and we'll open up the cam chest and do that. So that's kind of where we're at. Bike is on an airlift, so it's going to go up and down and get kind of zoomed in a little bit more. We'll take a look at things. But first step here, I'm going to pop these top 6 bolts off. Well, it's nice and easy and exposed right here at a good angle. And at least start that. Huh. Sorry, that's 7/16. Well, as I said last week, I've never actually been into a twin cam engine before. I was kind of wondering how I was going to get these bolts out on this side because the ones on the other side were quite long. These ones are under the frame. But as it turns out, the bolts on this side are a lot shorter. So that's going to facilitate being able to remove these a lot easier because I was scratching my head for a little bit there going, all right, what kind of problem are we going to run into today that I wasn't even aware of? But that would be because of the angled top on the covers here. They bolts don't need to be as long on this side. That makes sense. Well, that one's a pain in the butt. Go grab a quick wrench. All right. And my speed wrench doesn't work. Lovely. All right, we're doing this the old-fashioned way. Slow, one short step at a time. We ran into that last week, didn't we? All the joys of fixing stuff. Sometimes it is what it is. All right. It wasn't exactly fun to play with, but it's out. I somehow get the feeling these have never been opened up before. All right. And like that, our covers are free. Not quite. There we go. All right. And those actually look all right. Nice and clean. There's my Sharpie in the pocket. No. Yes, it is. All right. So now, that covers off. So now we got to rotate the motor so we can get the cylinder into top dead center, and then that will put the both valves in the closed position. Both valves are in the closed position. We can slowly back off the 4 bolts that hold down the rocker cage assembly that holds the rocker shafts and the rocker arms, because they'll be under tension because the lifters are hydraulic in these things. So the old drag bike for the mechanical, at this point I could put it top dead center and I could actually slide the rocker shafts out, have to undo the capturing bolt, and I could slide the rocker shafts out and pull the rockers out, having to actually pull the whole assembly. But in a hydraulic lifter application, can't do that. So that's going to be our next step, is throwing a jack under there, put the bike in gear, pull the spark plugs from the bike so that there's no compression on the engine, and then roll the motor over till we're in top dead center with valves closed. And then do that cylinder, roll the motor again, top dead center on the other cylinder, remove that one. So that's going to be our next steps. I'm going to lift the bike up a little for that, make this a little easier. Get the coffee out of the way. All right. Check, make sure we're through all the way with the jack, and we're not. Good thing I checked. Last thing we need is stuff falling, bike falling over sideways because I lifted it wrong. we're just going to lift enough to get our rear tire off the lift here so that it can spin freely. And there we go. Put the bike into gear. And then turn the tire to rotate the motor. It doesn't matter which piston we do first, because they're both coming out. All right, this is where a second pair of hands is really handy, but we don't have that, so we'll do what we got to do. All right, we got a piston coming up here on the front, and we will watch. Oh, starting to go down. Right there's piston up on the front. And let's do a check. Where's my light? Let's see my light. Can't really tell real well. Oof, we've got some oil puddled in here on this one, front cylinder. So I'm going to turn a little from this side. Going to all right, yeah, we're activating valves on the rear cylinder, so that means our front cylinder. When I go a little forward, no movement. Backwards, no movement. Nope. So front cylinder is top dead center of compression stroke, or close-ish. Right there. Front cylinder is top dead center. So, and we can actually see we've got some push. I get right in there. And let me adjust the tripod level here to do this in a couple of steps. All right, if we get down here and look, you can actually see this side is higher than this side. So this valve is being pushed right now. These two on the front cylinder are exactly the same. And by sticking a piece of plastic in the front spark plug hole, I know that the front cylinder piston is at the top. So now we're in the place where we know that's top dead center compression stroke on the front. We can safely pull these rockers. Now, because there is pressure due to hydraulic lifters, there is actually some spring pressure on these. Whereas if they were a solid lifter scenario, these shafts would actually be loose. I'd be able to slightly move them. You'd be able to hear ticking, but they are under pressure, so we can't do that. So to do this, I'm going to have to crack these and do like a quarter of a turn per bolt all the way around in a pattern so that it comes up evenly and doesn't distort, warp, or damage anything. So Kind of makes the process a little bit slower, but that's how we have to do it properly and safely. So we'll do a half a turn. Not enough room over here. Let's grab a wrench. Half-inch wrench. That's a quarter. That's a half. That's a quarter. That's a half. Quarter, half, and we'll now start alternating. Half a turn, quarter, half, quarter, half, quarter turn, half turn, half rotation, quarter, quarter, half, and we can see our bolts are all fully separated, so now we can just rip them out. They're no longer under pressure. All right. Well, the fun part's about to come. Once we get these off, we can start pulling right into the motor and get into the fun part. All right, I'm gonna grab a speed wrench. Should have done this earlier. That's a whole lot faster. All right. Well, that one is free. Those are free. So that we have our oh shit. We have our oh shits. All right, I did that wrong. So we're going to put this back down for a second because we have all of our pressure on our breather. I made a mistake. So we need to fix this quickly, so we don't cause any stress or cause any breaks or any problems there. I wondered why that did that. They don't need to be torqued down, they just need to be there and tight. So that was a mistake. We'll pull both of those right now. We don't make that same mistake on the backside. Sit this right down quick here. All right. All right, like I said, I've never been into a twin cam before. I didn't realize that was framed up that way. The evolutions are not done that way. So that's what happens when you don't read the service manual first. So luckily we didn't break anything. All right, so pop that breather off. And then repeat that process of our cross pattern, a quarter or half a rotation at a time. All right. And like I said, I can pull that out of the middle of the rear one as well, because these bolts don't actually, under valve spring tension, hold down the valves. So they're just holding down that breather. They just happen to have had enough strength to hold that front cage down for the moment while I was doing that. Luckily, without breaking anything, at least at this point. We'll do a good inspection on those, of course. Make sure that we didn't actually damage anything. See if we need to add anything to the parts list of unexpected parts. All right, that bolt is free. And that one's free. Okay. All right. Filter. Sometimes the thing's been bolted down like that for a while. You got to give them a little bit of a knock to knock them loose. And that takes that assembly out. All right. So once again, half of a turn. Quarter, half. Quarter, half. Quarter, half turn. Quarter, half. Quarter, half. Quarter, half. And at this, I think we're Not quite. We are mostly free here now. Yes, we are. All right. Now that we're actually free, and our shafts are loose, as we can see, now we can just safely pull the bolts out. Shoulders aren't touching. We know we're good. There's no longer any pressure. Risk of damage, crack, warp, twist, anything like that. It's all gone. All right. There's that one. Quite long bolts on this side. A lot of threads. This is the spring side, so bolts need to be a little deeper, a little more anchor. Yeah. A little bit more. And there we go. Front cylinder rocker assembly is out. Remove that. And with that, we can, well, push rods are free, we can remove them, but we haven't removed the push rod covers yet, so we're gonna leave those in so stuff doesn't go flying. There's actually something to hold those covers in when we go to do that. So next step, we're gonna roll the motor over again, that rear cylinder, to make sure it's on top dead center. Compression stroke so we can get you in safely. So all right, we've got the intake valve is closing. And so we're on compression stroke. That was intake closing. This is intake compression power exhaust. This is our order, so we know we're on compression stroke. What we're looking for is top. And right there is top dead center. On compression stroke with the rear cylinder. So with that, we have both of our valves in a closed position, and we don't have a ton of room for a ratchet, so this one's going to be all wrench. So we're going to repeat a procedure, half a rotation. I'm going to do a quarter for the first ones because they are tight. That one did not do well. All right. Did not want to crack loose. All right, it's all snap free. So we can go on our half rotation. Quarter, half. Quarter, half. Quarter, not quite. Quarter, half. Quarter, half. Quarter, half. Quarter, not quite quarter. Extra. Half. And by doing this, we get a little relief. Let these rockers come up. And our shoulders are all exposed on all of them, so we can just go ahead and rip these bolts out of here. And there we go with that. All right. Getting that free. Come on, there we go. 3 down, 1, 3.5 down, half to go. Give her. And come on, a little bit more. There we go, almost. Not quite, 100%. And that one's free. And just like that, the rear assembly is free. We can take that out of there. And we have our rear assembly. All right. So now that those are off, we can actually get into the cam chest. So we'll have to remove the air cleaner, and then we'll remove our push rod covers so that we can pull those and pull the push rods. And then we are free to open up the cam chest. So we're at the point, gonna lift the bike again. All right, I'm gonna put the safety lock in, so cover your ears or mute your thing for a minute because it's gonna get noisy. And there we go. All right. So we're kind of in there. Let me move that back a bit. Kind of a view we got. My lighting in the shop sucks, but that is what it is. Pull our air cleaner assembly here. Our exposure is here. We can start getting into this thing. I had a problem before. Whoever did this before me one time and over-torqued these. I had to drill these out, so these now have normal bolts in them instead of the atypical Allen heads they're supposed to have. But that doesn't matter. It's just a different bolt. Still works. Grab those a little better like that. Extensions with these knurled crap on them are handy. And just like that. A little bit of oil vapor. That's kind of typical because I do have a tendency to run sometimes when I get in the mountains and really rolling hard into the curves and the corners to get on the throttle a little hard, get the RPMs up there. So I'm probably going to look at changing the crankcase ventilation on this thing and try to keep that from going into the motor, having the engine ingest the oil vapors and stuff like that. I don't like that idea myself. That's a lovely gift from our environmental protection agencies who are, so concerned with everything we do. And we'll just remove this outer cover here a little bit more, give us a little more access to stuff. I think I actually hear my dog outside barking. It's a nice day out here today, so the shop door is open. She's out wandering around, being a little turd, obviously. All right. Gotta love these plastic screws. They hang on to the bitter end. Like that. All right. So we need a 5/16. That one there. These are actually drilled out hollow bolts. So you can see, I got that in the vent. That's how the crankcase ventilates out. All right. Why are we not free? There's my knocker. Here we go. And just like that, gives us more room to get at things. So I don't know if you guys got a beer or a coffee going today. Right now, I'm still having a coffee. Perhaps a little later, I'll get into the beer. All right. Now we got stuff out of the way. We can grab a screwdriver or a pick. I'm going to pull the push rod covers. And all my evolutions, these little hook tools work like a hot damn in them. So I'm going to assume it's the same thing here. All right, maybe not quite. I'm going to get a little push down on that. Why are you not coming? Why are you not coming? Now you can. All right. Now we got our push rod covers. Yep, these have never been out of here before. They're wholly freaking jammed in there. A little tap, loosen up the O-rings. There we go. Move them around. That was why I left the push rods in there, so they didn't just go falling all over the place. Kind of a thing. All right, now the insides. There we go. And that one's done. Now when you take things apart, if you got a good bench and room, you lay them out in order. Putting them back together is a lot easier because then obviously you know where stuff went. So it kind of goes in that same order. Makes life simple. All right. Now we're getting down to the fun part. I'm going to start pulling the cam chest open here and actually get inside this motor, see what's going on. The actual fun part. Let's see what we got. Our early Christmas wish list is from Santa is nothing major, just a simple upgrade. That's what we're hoping for. Notice the drain pan because there's always going to be oil in here. It's going to make a mess. We'll grab a hole in. All right. Yeah. Speed ratchet would be nice for this. Should grab that. Actually, maybe even just should. I've got somebody to take out here and inside yet. Let's do that. Let's relieve the pain. All right. Okay. You never want to take the last bolt out when you're taking off a cover like this. You want to leave one in there just to kind of hang on to it. We're all loose. What the heck have we got going on here? Perhaps I need a bigger hammer. All else fails, get a bigger hammer. All right. Wow. I do not understand. This is just cover plates. I don't think there's any bolts in there. Let's grab the knife and take a look. This doesn't make sense. All right. We grab the book. See what the book says. Engine lower end, chapter 5. Chapter 4, 4, 5. All right. Engine mounts and stabilizer. Tubes. That side. $21. Cam cover. Where are we? Huh. I don't believe this has anything to do with it, but apparently it does. Or, shouldn't say apparently it does, let's investigate. Remove these little corks in here. I don't believe that there's anything in here capturing this on. There's no sensors or anything in here. There used to be, but they use a different position sensor nowadays. No, there's nothing in there. Exactly what I thought. I had seen pictures of that, and I knew that there was nothing in there. So I was quite certain of that. We got our other hammer. All right, 70,000 miles, they don't want to come off. There we go. And there comes our oil. And that is why we leave the one bolt back in there to capture it. And we don't have a crazy amount of oil, so it doesn't appear we have a sumping issue in this engine. So that's a good sign, a very good sign. Those are problems that these things are somewhat known to have occasionally. So since we have all of our bolts in there and all of our, we keep all that together. And now we're actually inside here. Let's see what we got. So there's this fancy tool that goes in here and locks our sprockets in place. I got to rotate the motor a little bit, get that just in the right spot. This will lock our sprocket so we can undo our cam chain, our tensioner. Now, there is a procedure on that, and there's a couple of them. There's a couple of different types. So I'm going to read in the book here exactly which one it is in mine, so that I go about this the right way and take this out of here correctly. Now, I do know I've got to pull the tablet block covers, and I have to pull the lifters out, because when we pull the cam and we don't, they're going to drop down in, I believe, is how that works. So just do a kind of double check on the old book. This is why you want to have some clean paper towels around, so you can keep the oil out of the book so you can actually read the damn thing in the future if you ever need to do this again. Otherwise, you're buying one for every big component job. So, all right. We're in. Okay, just go straight into it. Doesn't exactly say. So, oil pump. Wow. We go straight to the oil pump. We don't even get to the. Where is the cam section? There's all our oil pump checks. Oil cooler, oil filter, that's removing the engine. We're not going to actually remove the engine unless we have to. Huh. Okay. Well, I can see on this one. Right there. Just like that. Gets that in there. So first things first, this is a hydraulic tensioner. So being hydraulic, we don't have to have a spring to hold it back. There's no hydraulic pressure on it. And it doesn't push back. There's not a spring to put in there to lock, so I'm going to lock the cam's in place. But first things first, I'm going to pull that tensioner and relieve the tension from the springs, or from the chain. There we go. And just like that. This is going to be upgraded, so not sure how carried away I'm going to get with these parts. And there is our wear item. You can see in the camera there. These chains developed this groove in them from having the chain right over them. And that is starting to get fairly thin, as you can kind of see. So we were definitely at the point where this needed to be taken apart and serviced one way or another. Okay, so we have that done, and table of contents, yeah, sure. Good point, Steph, but My hands are too oily to touch the computer screen, so I'm not popping the comments, but I am seeing them. Appreciate the tip there, buddy. You're always good for that. Where did I put? Where did I put the socket? I need that because we're going to pull an oil pump with this all at once. So I'm going to crack all these guys loose. Can't get to that one. And then I'm going to pull the that's the pump, so that's going to stay. All right, so what are our sockets here? If I remember right, these were 9/16 for the one and a 1/2 inch on the other, and I did remember correctly. Imagine that. We put our tool in to hold the teeth. Unlock the one. And now our pinion shaft sprocket. And just like that. And we have our cam assemblies removed, or our chain drive anyhow. I'd love to put a gear drive system in, but with these new cranks, I don't know if that's the great way to go unless I was to upgrade the crankshaft, which I prefer not to do because we're getting into a very, very expensive rebuild at that point. As much as I'd love to do that, I'm not going to be racing this thing or massive power, building massive power with it. It's still going to be just a touring bike, so I don't need to get too crazy and carried away. Keep my components in order. Get on there. We have a shim here. Doesn't want to come off. That one, okay. So those have been removed. These are going to be fun. Lovely. By fun, I'm being sarcastic. Not really, is the answer. Those inside ones are going to be a pain in the butt. Steph, are you working on, I think you're working on your car today. You were talking about that when I talked to you yesterday. Steph's building a hot rod of a car. Massive turbo Audi. Pretty cool machine. I'll be interested to see that go. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to take me with the Audi with the big old touring bike here. I don't think there's going to be much competition there. All right. Holy crap. What an annoying pain in the butt that is. I might have to crack these loose with that. How size is that? Sometimes we have no choice but to use the good old-fashioned boring tools. But they work. That's not the right size. There's just not a lot of room in here. Get a good seat. There we go. Wow. And that is why you don't want to just grab power tools right off the bat. That's a good way to strip and rip threads out. When you get something that's that tight like that. That's where hand tools come. You can feel what's going on where you can't with a power tool. So that one is not going to come nicely. Where's this one? Oh, it's coming. A pain in the butt, but it's coming. Wow. Now, there is a handy dandy tool for this that I don't have. It's got a couple of magnets and holds these up, so you don't have to actually pull all of this. But I don't have that. On the Evolutions, there was a handy dandy tool for that. We called a paper clip. You could just sort of bend that the right way and get in there and get them. I don't think that works on these. I never even thought of giving that a try, actually. I might have to. What I should have done is give Doug a call now. Find out if that is an option. Huh. Wow. I don't know if it's massive amounts of Loctite or what in here. The heat. These ones just do not want to let go. Inside. Closer to the fins. That section of the block definitely gets hotter. Engine cases. Wow. Holy crap. Yeah. These are not friendly. At all. Give me 1 second here. How's it going? Good. All right. Oh. These are just a pain in the butt. There is no two ways about it. You do not want to come out easy. The videos I've watched makes it look easy, but not quite so much in real life. Okay, what did I do with the wrench? There we go. That one is breaking free now. Still not easy by any means, but it's coming. That's not good. This bolt is going to end up having to be replaced. It does not want a seat anymore, a wrench. What a pain in the butt. Holy cow. Yay, that one came out. So we're down to one left in each. Oh. Wow. Tough and just a complete lack of room to get in there. Great combination. This is kind of boring. You're going to want to fast forward through this part for sure. If you're not watching live. If you're watching live, you may want to go grab another beer and come back. The drinking game. How many hard bolts can Bentley run into? All right, that one seems to be somewhat freed up. Can we get this one free and get the quicker wrench on? Quarter of a turn at a time. Yay. That's always great fun. There we go. Yay. All right, that one's out. I don't know if I can even, there we go. Can get in there. Give that one a turn. It'd be nice if these handles were a little bit longer. There we go. Did we get it? Not quite. There it goes. And come on. Yay. Out. All right, that deserves a coffee. Now, that is why you leave a bolt in, so when you knock it free, it doesn't go flying. Wow. All right. And on this side. Bigger hammer. Holy crap. All right. Now you want to know what guys drink when they work on bikes and stuff. Holy cow, gaskets. That's a serious gasket hold. That is a serious gasket hold. Huh. Well, I don't even know what more to do. Can I catch that edge? Let's try that. As you can see, it's just straight, so the sideways whack should knock it loose. For whatever reason, it's just not. Wow. Wow is all I got. These things must have got pretty good and warm. All right, let's get crazy. We'll get the even bigger hammer. Of course, we don't want to use the big steel one on and wreck something. Hence the dead blow. There we go. All right. Knocked them free. All right, so with these guys, because they are the internal components, I am going to put them inside a paper towel to protect them and mark them. So these are the fronts. And these are the rears. And there's a pin in here that aligns the tappets and keeps them square. That's what fell out off the front one. I gotta find that, dig it up. And there we go. Lifters are out. Here's our pin on our front one. We'll put that inside with it. These are all going to get cleaned up. And now we're down to pulling our cams. Since nothing's going to fall inside, that's the oil pump. I didn't get that one loose. Oil pump, oil pump. All right, I have one more. We'll just pull it. Nope, don't want to anyway. Once again, crack it free with a hand tool. And we'll crack free the oil pump, but we're going to pull it. Actually, no. Let's see if we can't get it to stay. We'll do it separate. All right. Another part spin. Now, if you're wondering where I get these rubber parts trays from, these are actually the diaphragms from semi-air brakes. So they make great little parts bins because they don't mark anything, they don't damage anything. And with that, our cam plate is loose. All bolts are out. Yes, indeed. And just like that. Fill inside. This is our oil pump stuff. Put that separate. Get the towels here. Get the gear and stuff come off of our oil pump. Kind of clean this up a little. And so there's our cam plates and our cams. I'm going to take a look at them. They're still under tension there. A little bit of marking in the cams, but nothing serious so far that I can see. No just typical wear. There's no major hard surface removal or anything like that. Just typical 110,000 kilometer, 70,000 miles worth of wear on them. Actually, it looks really quite good. So I'm quite happy with that. That's a good thing. This is a shim from our cam. I'm going to put that with our other stuff that it came off of. So all right. And now we had the gear set, our oil pump fall out. Fall into our tray. So we'll clean that up a little bit. I don't. If she doesn't want to come in, she doesn't have to.
Okay.
That's up to her. It's a nice day out. I can leave the door open for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. You know that. There's our oil pump assembly on one piece. So these ones, I know the aftermarket ones come apart and you can check them all out. I don't know about the inside parts on these ones. So I'll leave it together as one. This is going to get updated anyhow. Going to put a better oil pump on. All that sort of stuff. All right. So we're down to our major components here. We're right down to the crankshaft where we can check for runout and trueness. Find out now if we're happy and we can just do an upgrade, or if we actually pull this motor out and do complete crank and all that kind of stuff. So since we're down to that, I will go grab the dial indicator tool and we'll put it all on here and figure this out. Where is that? Yeah, that's good. Those are. So, we're going to use a dial indicator, measure runout on our crankshaft, our flywheel assembly here, see where we're at. Just need to figure out exactly how I'm going to mount this. Might be some movement on the frame when I do it, so we'll want to mount it to the bike here if I can. Let's stay. Not a very good platform. There's an actual fancy dandy tool for this, which puts everything in the proper place. I don't have that because this is a hobby, not a living. Big difference. Well, I can try it off of the frame of the stand and we can go from there. Do that first. See if it's worthy or not. Let's grab that the other way. I can get in there. Get a measurement like that. That over closer. These things are a manipulation nightmare some days. Getting everything positioned just so you can read. All right. Okay, so kind of get that down to 0. And now we see how we do. Rotate the engine around. Yeah, no, there's too much rocking between the bike and the stand, and this is not accurate. We are not going to get a reading. I'm not going to trust this. A better place. Right there. better angle to get on this. So we're going directly off the bike rather than off of the stand. More accurate. All of the above. No, we're not too bad there. We're not straight, but all right. Good, tighten that down to about a 0. Get a decent measurement. So now, if we rock the bike, it doesn't really affect it, which we're going to do when we rotate the motor. So, wow. And we have a flat spot here on our end of our shaft, so we're not getting a good reading. But until that spot, we're actually reading quite well. So that is encouraging. Now we just need to find a better way to do this. I got something else up here. There is no more metal to really clamp to. The frame is round. What are we doing here? Let's get up. See if we can do a better angle like that. I want to fast forward for this part, getting all this set up, because this is taking a bit of time. But to get a good measurement, that's what we have to do. And we do want an accurate measurement, because otherwise there's no point. It's not accurate. We are measuring thousandths of an inch, so accuracy is very important. This arm is not long enough to reach over there like that. Perhaps. I'm just not getting a good anything here. Not getting a good angle here. Just not. Solution. There's just nowhere else to go. This is all cast aluminum, so the magnet won't stick to it. And I have 0 wires. Surprise, surprise. This is boring as shit. Don't blame you. Try something different. Oh, okay. All right. This is a different kind of a arm. Works in a very different way. And center. There we go. All right, now we have a much better system. Okay. All right, we're at 0. Wow. Okay. Here we go. We're at 0. Zero. 0. 3. Oh, wow. We are very good. We're at 3,000 runout. We're very good. That is excellent. That's actually an excellent runout. Fantastic. Crankshaft doesn't have to come out. Motor doesn't need to come out. Woohoo! That's a good day. That is a good day right there. So that's a happy win. We'll take that all day long. So our crank is good in this bike. Very good to know. Cool. So then I'm down to decisions of what I'm going to do performance-wise, because we don't have to get in and do major overhaul. Crankshaft is straight. 3,000 runout is quite good for a stock crank. So particularly with this many miles on it. So we're good. So I'm down to, I'm going to do a cam plate, a set of cams, cam plate, oil pump upgrade. So now it's just a matter of a decision of how much money I want to spend, how much time I want to take. Do I want to pull the I want to pull the heads off and port them and flow them and make a whole bunch more power, or just kind of do some basics. Well, that's good. I was actually expecting worse, so I'm quite happy with that. Very happy. Not a lot of oil in the bottom end here either, so it's not sumping, obviously. Means this motor is actually in pretty good shape. So that's probably about going to call it for today. I may, guess I could probably grab the bore scope and start looking down the cylinders and inspecting the wear patterns in there, cross hatching or glazing or whatever. But I don't think that's something I can actually show on the camera. Not live that I know of anyhow, any way that I know how. But I do have tools to be able to do stuff like that. So these are all very good signs. Very good signs. So, yay. That's a happy day. That's a very happy day. Not having to do crank work and pull the motor right out. That's a very good sign. So I can do a nice mild heavy torque cam for riding a touring bike and pulling a trailer like I do. Not going to be a high revving, high horsepower thing. And yeah, good day. Excellent. That's good. That makes life a lot better. I was worried about getting in there and finding something major. Something major to have to do. Where's my O-ring? Oh, it is still in there. All right. Those 3 O-rings have to get changed out as well when I do all that. So I could actually, 3,000 runout, I'm actually in tolerance. I could go into gear drive cam if I wanted to. Because that's tolerance. They say up to, I think it's up to 5,000, but I wouldn't go that high. I'd go 3 would be the max. But I'll probably borrow Doug's tool. It actually mounts right on here and measures properly to get an actual true indication. I wanted to do a rough with mine. I know that I'm not crazy far out, so I'm not overly concerned, other than just maybe knowing the exact on that. Very little lateral plate. I can barely feel it, so that's all good. Not really any, no high signs of wear on the pinion shaft there, just your normal stuff. Real bushing, not real well lit. Where's my light? Where did I put the light? Be able to show you that better. There we go. Let's do that. Light it up good. There we go. Oh, kind of. So can kind of see it's a little bit glary, shiny surfaces, but it does look good. So we're in good shape. We're in good shape. Excellent. So now it's a decision. What cams am I going to put in, and go ahead and order them and get them put in. Decide if I'm going to pull the heads off and port them and make them flow a lot better, produce more efficiency. Also better for cooling, because like, especially particularly on an air-cooled engine, but the more efficiently you can move air through the engine, the hotter you can actually run it. And that heat won't actually get absorbed by the motor, because if you can make that stuff flow faster and flow better, the leftover hot gases don't stay in there. So therefore, the motor doesn't get a chance to absorb that heat, and you can actually move things through. So you can actually run a hotter set of cams, burn hotter, more efficient, and with properly well-ported, well-flowing heads, the engine will actually run cooler, even though it's burning hotter. The combustion process is a hotter temperature, but the absorption process doesn't last as long because the air moves through more efficiently. So therefore, it does absorb the heat, so the engine actually runs cooler. All of that translates into more efficiency, less problems, all that kind of stuff, which is my whole thought process behind possibly wanting to port and polish and flow these heads, running a touring bike, big, heavy with load. This way it's not going to absorb heat because it is under higher load surfaces or higher load conditions than your typical street bike. That's not running as much weight. It weighs 300 pounds less and then isn't rode for 500 to 700 miles a day at a time like a touring bike is. So anyhow, that's where I'm at for today. All good signs. Everything came apart nicely. Nothing is damaged. Nothing is in bad shape. Crank is true. After all these years, Harley is still running these crappy cam bearings. So those are all some things that we're going to change in the future here. Get ready to go and order up a new set of cams and a new cam plate, new oil pump, all that stuff, like I said. So anyhow, that's about what I got for today. I'm going to kind of shut her down here and go from there. I'm going to see what we got for comments. So watch your ears. You might want to mute. It's going to get a little noisy. More power. Yes, that is what we're going for. More torque, less horsepower, more torque, because that's more what I'm after. Am I petting it? You smart ass friends. All right, guys. Well, that's been basically 2 hours. So it's gone on long enough. Sure. I'm quite sure that he's not going to do the cooking. Let's get clear on that. Definitely need a socket Allen key set. I have that. Anyhow. All right. You guys have yourself a great day. Like I say, it's been good. I don't got to pull the motor right out of it. I don't got to pull the crankshaft apart and service all of that. So I got off best case scenario, and that makes me happy. I'm good with that. So anyhow, that's what I've got for the day. You guys have yourselves a great day. Do me a favor. I'll say smash the like button, subscribe. This one's boring. I'm probably not going to get too many people from this one, but hopefully you learned something, how to take something apart, check things out and whatnot as we go. So next weekend, I'm not going to be doing a live working on the bike because it's supposed to be nice out. Next weekend, I'm going camping. Yes, I said camping. I'm going to go pack up the backpack and go hike out into the backcountry, build a lean-to and a fire, and camp the old-fashioned way because I'm kind of weird that way. I like that stuff. So anyhow, you guys just have yourselves a great one. Talk to you later.